The Trump nominee for Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bauchet, laid it all out. Number 45.
We do not have a revenue problem in the United States of America. We have a spending problem. That historically, for the past 40 or 50 years, revenues, federal government revenues, have averaged about 17 to 17.5% of GDP. Yeah. And spending has been slightly over that, leading us to a 3.5% budget deficit, which is manageable because we have roughly 3.8% nominal growth, 1.8% real growth, 2% inflation. Today, as you stated, and to be clear, this is one of the things that got me out from behind my desk and my quiet life in this campaign, was the thought that this spending is out of control.
Did this guy that Bill Maher interviewed, Sam Harris, who's a podcaster, really claim Trump was not shot during that first assassination attempt? Number 46.
This just could be based on a faulty intuition about ballistics, but I'm surprised that a rifle round making any degree of contact with an ear wouldn't do more damage. I think a shattered piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter is far more likely to have done that to his ear than a rifle round.
That's so silly.
Well, have you seen what rifle rounds do to human bodies?
I know, but like, if it just hit it by the slightest possible degree, it just, it makes much more sense. The guy behind
Well, no, but I do, no, there's no question there were rifle rounds flying. I mean, someone was killed. I'm not debating that at all, but if in fact a teleprompter was hit by the rifle round and we know there was shattered glass, that makes more sense to me.
Wow. As I said earlier, Karine Jean-Pierre, in her final briefing, says, I just hope that I inspired a lot of young girls. Number 27.
Today is the 537th briefing of the Biden-Harris administration. This is my 306th briefing and the final briefing of the administration. Before I get to all your questions, I just want to say a few things and also just give out a few thank yous, if that's okay. So we had the first briefing of this administration on Inauguration Day because President Joe Biden wanted to make clear the importance of daily press briefings and the vital role that the press plays in our democracy. President Biden believed in returning the norm of regular briefings and communicating to all of you and the American people about what we are doing and why it was.
Keep going.
Today is the 537th briefing of the Biden-Harris administration. This is my 300 regular briefings and communicating to all of you and the American people about what we are doing and why it was important. The President and all of us in this administration understand that a free press is a cornerstone of our nation, and that the job you do questioning leaders and holding the powerful accountable is important.
And she said, I hope my presence at this podium has served as an inspiration to many young girls. A lot of young girls are saying, geez, I didn't think I could make it until I saw Karine Jean-Pierre up there at the press podium. Now I think I can make it. Now that I've seen Karine Jean-Pierre up there at the podium lying and lying and lying for Joe Biden, I think maybe I can grow up and lie with impunity too. So maybe she even inspired non-girls. They, not sure the pronouns she's using these days, but I'm not quite sure. So Hillary Clinton, former candidate for president, Kamala Harris, former candidate for president, they didn't inspire young girls, but she did as the press secretary, even though there have been other female press secretaries. So I'm not quite sure exactly what makes her Jackie Robinson, but who am I? CNN, Jake Tapper interviewed Adam Schiff and dared to suggest to Schiff, do you guys bear any responsibility for the fact that so many Americans have lost faith in the DOJ, given all the lies that Adam Smith told about the Russia-Trump collusion? He didn't say, Tapper, the lies, but that's what he implied. And Tapper said, you guys were really kind of harsh on Robert Hur, the special counsel who said Joe Biden was an elderly man with a poor memory, even though it turned out that Biden was an elderly man with a poor memory. Do you at all feel that you owe people an apology for suggesting that Robert Hur was unfair to the elderly man with the poor memory?